From the BG Podcast Network studios, this is your Paulding County News Podcast, bringing our stories to life with news, events, and what we're talking about in Paulding County. Like, follow, and subscribe to hear the latest news from the Paulding County News Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And here's what you're talking about.
Welcome to your Paulding County News Podcast. I'm Melissa Carter along with Doug Harding. Cynthia Starke-Jones is running for the Paulding County School Board at large, and she thinks she brings something very unique to the table. It may seem like common sense, but it is unique. She's going to tell you what that is coming up. But first, let's take a look at our top stories. The GBI has arrested 18-year-old Osman Sesay Jr. of Hiram in connection with the fatal shooting of an 11-year-old. Last month, Paulding County Sheriff's deputies responded to reports of multiple shots fired on Ruth Way. Zander Whatley was struck by a bullet and later pronounced dead at a local hospital. Sesay was apprehended during a traffic stop and is currently held in North Carolina, awaiting extradition to Georgia. The investigation remains active with murder warrants issued for Al-Hamid Kuyate and Nazir Anderson. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Paulding County Sheriff's Office at 770-443-3047. Anonymous tips can also be submitted by calling 1-800-597-TIPS. This from the GBI.
We have a couple of feel-good stories for you today. First, in Hiram, a special day was made possible for 3-year-old Nathaniel Van Dam, who is battling cancer. Thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Nathaniel discovered he and his twin sister, along with their family, will be going to Disney World. Make-A-Wish Georgia, along with Vining's business Good to Grow, organized a heartfelt going-away party for Nathaniel last week. Diagnosed at age 2, Nathaniel has endured extensive treatments. Now the family looks forward to creating joyful memories at Disney World thanks to the generosity and support from the community. This from WSB.
In a heartwarming Mother's Day miracle, Melissa Boynton, a 47-year-old mother of 3 from Dallas, received a life-saving heart transplant at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Diagnosed with congestive heart failure and dilated cardiomyopathy last August, Boynton had been on a transplant list in Atlanta and joined Vanderbilt's list in April. To her surprise, Boynton was a match with a donor on Mother's Day. "I now have a guardian angel, a 23-year-old female who saved my life," Boynton shared. Her surgeon noted the significance of the time and calling it a wonderful thing. Boynton is ahead of her recovery and will stay in Nashville for 6 to 8 weeks to remain close to the hospital. This from News Channel 5.
Oh, your weather is going to have showers this morning with a high of 82 in Hiram and Dallas, lows in the lower 60s, so that's going to be nice and comfortable to sleep. Partly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 81 in Hiram and Dallas, lows in the lower 60s. And looking ahead to Tuesday, mostly sunny skies, and we'll have highs in the mid-80s.
Yeah, I still have those windows open at night, so as long as I can do that, it's a nice sleep, nice spring sleep.
Learn how to succeed and win big in life, plus much, much more. Listen to the Red Hot Read podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Life's a constant hustle, and at Credit Union of Georgia, our focus is crystal clear. It's all about you. Juggling a million things? We get it. That's why we're committed to providing the best service imaginable. We're not just your credit union, we're your financial allies. Knowledge is our power, from crafting basic budget plans to navigating the local home buying scene. Questions popping up? We've got you covered with fast, friendly answers. Because we want you to spend more time living your life. Imagine a financial institution that truly cares. That's Credit Union of Georgia inviting you to join us. If you live, work in Bartow, Cherokee, Cobb, Dawson, Paulding, Pickens, or Union County, we want you as a member of Credit Union of Georgia family. Because here, you're not just a member, you're part of a community that cares. Ready to experience banking that revolves around you? Call us at 678-486-1111 or visit cuofga.org. Credit Union of Georgia. Your financial journey, our priority.
Are you looking for a part-time or a full-time job that allows you to work from home and a schedule that allows you to get your kids to the ball game, church activities, cheerleading, and all other places a busy family needs? The Paulding County News Podcast is looking for a people person, a local account executive who can help our podcast grow. You'll call on local and regional businesses selling the podcast, adding to our list of great sponsors. Earn extra money and meet new people all over the county. Call BG Ad Group today at 770-874-3200 and ask for Darren.
We're back with more of your Paulding County News Podcast.
From WSB's Facebook page, 2 Georgia women believe they were targeted by a man who showed them sexually explicit videos on his phone from his car. The incidents occurred in separate locations and were reported to police. Both women reported that the man was inside a Toyota Corolla during the incidents. Police have confirmed the car belongs to a registered sex offender with 2 previous indecent exposure cases. Melissa X said, I need more information. How did these men get these women to look at his phone? Did he say something like, I'm looking for a missing family member? Have you seen them? Does he pull it beside them and hold it out the window? It's already playing. Big piece of puzzle is missing here. Debbie Thomas, you agree? Well, yeah. Everybody else does too. Debbie Thomas said, no, he targeted nosy people. Why would you go look at someone else's phone while they're in their car? Doesn't make sense. And Lisa Hooper said, how does a man in a car show someone a video? Same thing. Everybody's like, why in the world did these women approach this car? And in my view, it's like, oh, how is he still out soliciting people to look at these things when he's got 2 prior convictions? I'm confused.
He just can't help himself.
Gross. From the Paulding County Uncut Facebook page, Jessica Bird posted, since Sam's Club no longer has cookie cakes, I need some ideas where to get one that isn't too expensive. Now, this woman is speaking my language. Sam's Club had them for $20, and that price has spoiled me. Tina Nelson said, pretty much any grocery store. I don't know about any grocery store with a good cookie cake. Princess Cooper said Publix and Kroger. Wanda Cooper Burnett said Publix and everything is really delicious. And then Chris Sprinkle said maybe the new crumbles.
Well,
I haven't tried out the crumbles.
Melissa, this is a very important story. As a big cookie and sugar person here, I need to know where to get the best one. I need it to be nice and soft and chewy.
I will say Publix Bakery is pretty good. Now, I haven't had their cookie cakes, but their other cakes are delicious. I'm assuming it'd be the same. And then my brother growing up, it wasn't the cookie cake. I keep thinking of the ice cream cakes.
Ooh, too. Yeah.
I think Baskin Robbins.
Budgie the Whale.
Oh, yum. Your weird story of the day comes from Miami, where airport security officers there discovered a surprising find last week. A passenger attempting to smuggle a bag of snakes hidden in his pants. I mean, there's jokes. Doug is just writing bad jokes in his mind as I continue to talk. Officers at the Miami International Airport detected the concealed reptiles during a checkpoint inspection. TSA released a photo of 2 small snakes inside what looked like a sunglasses bag. Snakes in your pants. The TSA handed the snakes over to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. No, I don't know what happened to the dude. This from the Associated Press.
Well, that's the first time I've heard of snakes in your pants. I've always heard of ants in your pants. Now, he's upping at one, and I wonder how long those snakes were in his pants for.
And I'm sure he doesn't want me to talk about how small the snakes were.
And one on that one.
What's happening in Paulding County? We've got you covered.
All right, here's some stuff to get you out of the house. So Tuesday, 7 o'clock, music bingo at the Box Sports Bar and Grill in Dallas. That is right up my alley there. Wednesday at 8 o'clock, graduations for East Paulding, Paulding County, and South Paulding. Thursday at 8 o'clock, graduations for Hiram High and North Paulding. And then May 27th, starting at 11 a.m., the Paulding County Memorial Day ceremony at Veterans Park in Dallas.
Yeah, congratulations to those graduates. Coming up next, Cynthia Starke-Jones joins us. She is running for Paulding County School Board at Large. And she says she's got something very unique to bring to the table that isn't currently there. What is it? Well, we're going to tell you coming up next.
Whether you're new to church, have been a Christian for many years, or looking for a fresh start, you're welcome at New Season Church. New Season is a place where people can believe in God, belong to a family of believers, and become fully devoted followers. We exist so that people far from God may experience life in Christ and become fully engaged followers. Join us for one of our 2 Sunday services, 9 or 11 a.m.
Hi, this is Pastor Steve Flockhart. Whether you're new to the Paulding community or have been here since the day you were born, New Season Church is a place where all are welcome. From our exciting children and student ministries to our engaging Bible studies and small groups and events, I promise New Season Church has a place for you.
New Season Church, just off Highway 278 at 4457 Atlanta Highway in Hiram. We exist so that people far from God may experience life in Christ Christ and become fully engaged followers. New Season looks forward to seeing your entire family this Sunday, and feel free to check us out online at newseason.cc. We believe what comes into our minds when we think about God is the most important thing about us. We look forward to seeing you Sunday at 9 or 11 a.m. at New Season Church in Hiram. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Paulding County News Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
All of our feature interview pieces here on the Paulding County News Podcast are presented by Credit Union of Georgia.
Let's meet some of the interesting people in our neighborhood.
Cynthia Starke-Jones joins us now. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for your time. I know you're running for school board at large.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So why the school board? I know that as a parent, I know how important that is, but what has brought you to run for this particular office?
I am a retired teacher from one of the second largest school districts in Georgia. So therefore, I am passionate about school and education. I sit on the board of a largest advocacy group for children. So therefore, I am passionate about children. So those are the two main reasons I want to be on the board, because I'm a retired teacher and I have the education and experience. I would like to be on the board to bring some diversity to the board.
And I love the fact that you've been in the classroom. You know what the issues may be. First of all, thank you so much for your service as a teacher, because I'm the daughter of a teacher, and I think that's an underserved and under-celebrated position. So thank you for doing that. But what do you see with, in your time in the classroom and what you're bringing to the table if elected to the school board at large? What are some of the issues you would like to improve upon in the school system in Paulding County?
Oh, thank you. That's a good question. I already know that there are many people already currently sitting on the board that can handle the SPLOS and handle the financial part. But the piece that they're missing on the board is someone who's been in the classroom, someone who knows about having overcrowded classrooms and how it's difficult to teach over 30 students in one classroom. Someone knowing that I've been keeping up with the system and know that reading and math, two subjects that we are low in Paulding County, and someone who can bring to the table something from working in the second largest school district in Georgia, that I can bring some of our resources that are tried and worked. Maybe they could also work here in Paulding County, bringing those resources to the table and handling things a little bit different for us, the reading and math, and getting those scores up.
It sounds so bizarre to me that a school board would be made up of people who weren't teachers or weren't in the classroom. Now, that may just be ignorant on my part, but it seems that is something that you would need if you're going to shape the way that a school system is going to be. I would assume you would need somebody that's actually been in that school system.
You'll be surprised. I've been at another school district also. And for the longest, they did not have a teacher or a retired teacher on the school board. It was made up of businessmen, lawyers, and engineers, people from different business sectors. They forgot the piece of the educator. You need someone who really been in the school system and who really have some years of experience to know what worked and what didn't work. We know that they are doing a great job. And again, the business mind people need to be on the board and included, because you need somebody to handle the dollars. But you also need somebody to help with increasing the math scores and the reading scores, and knowing that the purpose of these getting more schools built is very important, because it is very difficult to teach and be successful with a room with 30 or more children in it. It was sad to hear the other day when I was at a candidate forum and to hear a parent saying her child is in the 12th grade and they might graduate. No parent should be in that particular minute where they think their child might graduate. So I want to help change that. We shouldn't be at the last hour trying to figure out if our child will graduate, any child will graduate or not.
Do you think that having large classrooms causes a situation in which that child theoretically is not getting personal attention throughout their career so that they don't get to the point as a senior of wondering what's going to happen?
I absolutely believe that. I believe that when you have so many children in a classroom, that the teacher is unable to be successful. Even if she has the passion, the experience, the education, she can't reach 30 or more students in a classroom. And that is in just the high schools. When you have 30 in elementary school, it is even more difficult because you can't keep your eye on all the children and if all the children are learning. And if somebody is without a pencil or they get kind of lost, you do need to have smaller classes so you can give more attention and you can see who is catching on with the work, not just the students that are raising their hands, but the teacher can look at all the spaces and see who got the material, got the understanding and move on, or who, if she need to pause and reteach. And you can't do that with so many students in the classroom.
Right. Well, Cynthia Starke-Jones running again for Paulding County School Board at Large. And Cynthia, I know you're like me. We're not glass half empty people. We're glass half full people. So I wanted you to take the opportunity to brag a little bit about the Paulding County school system and why it's something you want to serve.
I haven't been here all my life. I have been in Georgia all my life, but I have not been in Paulding. It's been the last 9 years. I want to brag on Paulding County. Jana Stegall welcomed me in when she found out I was a part of the Paulding Chamber of Commerce. I got introduced to her and she welcomed me in. So being a part of a smaller environment, it make it friendly, make everybody personable, everybody hug. And I like that. And you get to see people in the neighborhood, they get to know you. So I think that that is a great thing. I like that they have partnered up with some people to have STEM classes in a lot of schools. We went to visit as the part of the Leadership 34 class with the Paulding Chamber. We got to visit some schools, and that was great to see that they had taken off with the STEM program. So Paulding County is doing a lot, and I just want to be a part of the moving and growing and the future of Paulding County.
Well, Cynthia, thank you so much for taking the time, and good luck this spring. And again, thank you for being an educator for so long.
And thank you, Melissa, for having me today.
A new, exciting podcast about dads for dads. Legacy Makers, a conversation for dads. Download now wherever you get your podcasts.
We're back with more of your Paulding County News Podcast.
Here's a look at your sports. So all high school sports is out right now. So
because they graduated, they're leaving, and everybody's...
Didn't they think about us? We need to know more about high school sports.
Keep playing through the summer for us.
But I have an alternative for you, Melissa. So Summer baseball registration is going on now until May 24th. That is, of course, in Paulding County. Just find out more at paulding.gov. And just heading down 75 southbound from Paulding County. Go see the Braves this weekend. They get a 4-game stand with the Padres at Truist Park.
And finally, last week, many noticed that flags were flown at half-staff in Paulding County and across the United States, leading to questions about the reason behind this observance. Well, the flags were lowered in honor of Peace Officers Memorial Day, which falls on May 15th each year and is part of National Police Week. In a proclamation signed on May 10th, President Joe Biden called for the lowering of the flags to recognize the incredible courage of our nation's police officers and honor the fallen heroes whose ultimate sacrifice we can never repay. So that's why you saw the flags. This from 11 Alive.
Thanks for listening to today's Paulding County News Podcast. Follow and subscribe to hear the latest news from the Paulding County News Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. For you, about you, and from you. Get involved in the conversation at 404-997-8655 or info@bgadgroup.com. Did you know over 50% of Americans listen to podcasts weekly? Make sure you join us for our next episode and be sure to share this podcast on social media with your friends and family. Add us to your Alexa Flash Briefing or your Google Home Briefing, and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
This podcast is a production of BG Ad Group. All rights reserved.
This podcast aggregate content from other sources for informational purposes and is in no way trying to infringe on the copyrights or businesses of any other entities. All content posted up on the site is used under the Fair Use Copyright Law 107. All audio, media, and articles are copyrighted to the original owners. All audio on this podcast are embedded from YouTube.com and are owned by their respective copyright owners. No audio information are copyrighted or stored on our servers. The court ruled that linking or embedding copyrighted videos is not copyright infringement, even if the source video was uploaded without permission. However, we will gladly remove any audio clip upon valid request from respective copyright owners. Any owners also have the option to disable embedding his YouTube videos on other websites. News and press articles are owned by the respective copyright owners. Where possible, the appropriate accreditation or source of the article is given on the same page. The audio-video files on this site are for listening purposes only. Downloading of these files to one's computer is strictly prohibited. They are owned by the respective copyright owners. If it is in the organization's belief that the usage or specific content used on our site containing copyrighted knowledge conflicts with authorized use and or does not comply with fair use as described in the context, contact us through our contact page and we will remove the offending content immediately. Thanks for listening to the Paulding County News Podcast.